Sharpen a knife with sandpaper. Maintain the sharpness of your knife for comfort and security. A dull knife can slip and cause injury. There are many ways to sharpen a knife. You can use coarse materials to sharpen a knife. In this article, you'll learn how to sharpen a knife using sandpaper. Here's how. Make a block of sandpaper. It will help you sharpen a knife easier. You can utilize loose sandpaper, but it may cause injury and uneven finishes. Staple the various sandpaper grains onto wood blocks. Doing this will secure the grains, keep your fingers away from having cuts. Examine the sharp side of knife's blade before you start. Each knife has various angles. Angle a knife appropriately to polish its edges properly. Choose the correct type of sandpaper. Utilize heavy-grained sandpaper for dull blades. This will clear nicks and chips. The blade of your knife must be away from your body while you're holding it. Hold the block of sandpaper along the knife's sharp edge in a slight angle. Run the sandpaper on the tip of a knife several times. Utilize a finer grained sandpaper to hone the sharpness of your blade. This step will boost the sharpness of your knife. Use the heavy-grained sandpaper again to better enhance the sharpness of your blade. Sand your knives until you're satisfied. Test the sharpness of your knife. There are several methods to do this. Slice a vegetable or run a hair on your blade. In testing kitchen knives, cut cucumbers, tomatoes, or carrots. You can also cut a paper or a leaf. If you're still unsatisfied, repeat the procedures above or try other sandpapers. Don't use pressure to ensure that the sharpness of a knife is genuine. Tips in sharpening knives. Don't utilize trailing strokes and don't push the edge of the knife into the sandpaper. Don't put high pressure in using sandpaper, but you can use forward and backward motion in sanding. Note that a coarser sandpaper has more resistance, so it can damage the knife's edge easily. Notes about blade sharpness. You can check the knife's sharpness in various ways. The edge of a sharp knife is so small for the naked eye. It may even be unnoticeable if you focus it in microscope. Rotate a knife to highlight its sharpness. You'll see reflection changes, rolled edges, and nicks as you move your knife. The rolled edges of your knife have a reflective surface which you can't see if you'll focus on it head-on. The reflective surface indicates that a knife is sharp. You can also run your thumb carefully across the blade to determine its sharpness. Sharp blades have a particular edge that can slightly sting from vibration. while dull blades have a rounded edge and your thumb will slip over it as you run it on the blade. Besides using sandpaper, you can also use steel, whetstone, and leather to sharpen knives. Whatever method you use, just always make safety a precaution. Keep this in mind, too, whenever you test a knife's sharpness. Also, limit the number of knives that you'll use in your kitchen or other usages to maintain their integrity. Put the knives in a location secured from kids and pets.